Hello, hello. So
Hey,
it's going to take some time for it to reflect, maybe like a minute or two to reflect on our profile on LinkedIn. So yeah, we'll just wait until people come in and we get we can get started. Um, but yeah, let's just get hit off by saying welcome to the J&M Linky Live. It's a catchy name. I'm not taking any credit for it. Mark is the mastermind between of this brilliant name. So how'd you come up with the name? Just a moment of inspiration.
yeah, no. So basically, my favorite sweet is M&M. So
Oh,
I
okay.
love my chocolate. So it literally just I thought J&M, and then
Yeah,
I was trying to think of something for LinkedIn that's
yeah,
fun and creative and kind of shows personality. So I
mhm.
went for Linky Live, and I thought that works pretty well.
Yeah, man. Most definitely, most definitely. Okay, so we got Gracie in the house. Hey, Gracie.
Okay.
Welcome. Thanks for your feedback here. And we got my good friend Karen Ratcliffe, also from the UK. She's a brilliant mindset coach, like brilliant. And I'm happy to have known her and know her. So that's good. Excellent. So, yeah. So basically, I just wanted to do a quick intro for people who don't know us and for people who might be joining maybe from second degree connections, or maybe people from your network that
Yep,
don't know
absolutely.
me, or people from my network that don't know you. So tell us what you do and how you help your clients, Mark.
Yeah, no worries. I'll kick off, no problem. So basically, I help busy business owners with their engagement strategy on LinkedIn. So, for example, say you're spending an hour a day doing your comments and your connections and building your relationships and nurturing your DMs. So, I give you that time back. So, we all know that time is super valuable. So, that's what my package does. It gives you that time back so you can prioritize that time in things that move your business. So could be DMs for, could be sales calls, could be coffee chats, those kind of things. That's a bit about me, Jordan.
Awesome. Wow. I, and believe me, guys, believe me, I've known Mark for about 2 weeks, and like it feels as if I mentioned this before. Like we've known each other for years. I've seen a lot of things that um, Mark does in the background. A lot of behind the scenes work with his DMs and with booking calls and with all this kind of thing that he does, and with content also. And it's absolutely amazing. And he gets like he has testimonials from Danny uh, Devecchio
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
and Luke Shalom. I mean, if you don't know Luke Shalom, Shalom is like a huge ghostwriter here on LinkedIn, and he has nothing but the best to say about Mark. So yeah, I mean, and also, which is incredible too, Mark is having an event um, at the end of November with the LinkedIn
Yep.
greats, Richard Moore included, Geraldine Spurway, Ash Rathod, and oh yeah, and Laura Costa. Wow,
Hmm.
absolute awesomeness, man. And it's a testimony of what you do is like super effective, and you have an impact on people, and that's wonderful, wonderful to know. So for people in the audience, let us know where you're from. Where are you calling from? I think we have like 10 watching right now, if I don't. Um, so just let us know where you're from. So, where are you located, Mark, in the UK?
So yeah, I'm located actually just outside Windsor, where the King
Oh,
lives. So
mm,
I'm about 10 minutes from there. I'm in a small town called Maidenhead.
oh. Okay. No wonder you're having results. All that kingly power is like you're absorbing the kingly power.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
man. I am from Vancouver, and I am currently in Mexico. And for the people who think that I do like green screens all the time, here, there you go.
Wow.
It's not a green screen, guys. No, no, just kidding. But yeah, I mean, um, we just like jumped on the chance of like really living here, although it needs repairs and stuff. But yeah, just so blessed to be here, and it really puts me in the zone for my content creation. So awesome. Okay, so Karen is in. Let's see here, in Cheshire. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's just well, I'll explain a little bit what I do, very briefly. So, of course, for those of you who have been following me, already know what I do because it's very apparent in my content, my three pillars. Basically, I help people with their content strategy. If they don't have a content strategy, I help them build their pillars, and I help them be more specific and break it down into little sections so that they have more impact, so that their right audience, not I, I'm working with people who have over 100 comments on their posts, but they're struggling on getting leads because their message needs to be directed towards the right audience. And this is what I help my clients with, also with the awesome DM strategy that Mark um, has used in his methodologies too, and also like with sales call strategy, because a lot of people leave sales calls like up in the wind. Okay, they're attracted by my content, my DM strategy is awesome, but then when they get on a call, they get ghosted, or the prospect doesn't show up, or they don't commit. And these three has to be like level to be able to really commit those prospects, right? So that's what a little bit about what I do. So let's just jump right into it, Mark.
Yeah, for sure.
So the title is magnetic content creation. So first of all, let me know how you feel. Again, Mark's title, he's super good at really getting down to the nitty gritty of things and be pointed in his messaging. So, w- so in your opinion, Mark, what is your definition of magnetic content for the right audience?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea of magnetic content is obviously to take the prospect from your content into your DMs. So we want them in the DMs. We want to have conversations with them, right, Jordan?
Hmm.
So we want them in there so we can start opening that dialogue, so we can start having those conversations and getting to know that individual and their business, understanding their pain points, starting to understand a little bit about their struggles. So because you then have an opportunity to express how your service is then going to support them in their journey. That's my understanding of magnetic content, Jordan, mate.
Yeah, absolutely agree, Mark. Absolutely, and really being people being attracted by your message is really important, as you said, and to really get them going on your sales process
Hmm.
also, by having those inbound leads. And of course, if I mean, if we get inbound leads from our content, from people inquiring, wanting to inquire more, that's great. But also, in next coming lives, of course, we're not going to deal with this now. the DM strategy is important to get in outbound also. Of course, we'll consider that in another life. But all of these factors have to be like succinct, and all these factors have to be on point in order to guarantee to find the right audience and to really find out those struggles and pain points so that you can adequately qualify them with your content also. So that's brilliant, Mark. Thank you so much. So Mark has some revolutionary, mind-blowing things about content research that he's only going to share. Like, these are like trade secrets that he has. I mean, like, you have to really listen up to this because he's willing to share all this information of his strategy for free. So it's going to be mind blowing. So, what kind of things do you use, or do you use with clients for
Mhm.
researching? Because that's the most important part.
Absolutely. So obviously, we're trying to narrow down, Jordan, who our ideal client is. So, say for example, you're a coach and you're looking for people who want to lose weight. You're a fitness coach. You're looking for people who want to lose weight. So, what I advise people to do is to go to a few websites. So, you've got Quora. So, if you log into Quora, have you
Yep.
used Quora, Jordan?
Yep. Yeah, I
So
have.
if you log into Quora, you only need a Google sign up, so it's free of charge, which is amazing as well. So log into Quora and type your question. How can I lose 5 pounds in 30 days? And then you will find loads of leads in there of people asking the same question, people in your niche giving answers, which will help you with content creation. We'll go into that later. But you're going to be finding people and questions they're asking. These questions people are asking is then going to tailor your content strategy around the goals that people are having. So that's one great website you can use. A second great website is Ask the Public. I don't know if anyone's used that. So basically, you type in a question, it gives you a million different leads off of there. So questions you can use. So, like, what is the benefit? How can you do it? Why would you do it? So it's all open questions, which then allows your audience to have engagement and ask further questions, which is amazing as well. So another thing I use is LinkedIn, believe it or not. So once you're onto LinkedIn and you know your ideal client, it's about the search function. So you can do this without Sales Navigator as well, by the way. So you don't necessarily need to pay for Sales Navigator. So what you're going to do, you're going to literally click on your search box in the top left-hand corner, and you're going to type in fitness. All right. So because you want to connect with some peers to start with. So you can type in fitness, you're going to search, then you're going to click people, then you're going to click advanced settings, and then from there you're going to go level connection 2 and 3. So the importance of that, Jordan, is obviously they're outside of your current market or your current audience, so to say. So you're going to go level 2 and 3, and then you're going to put followers of, and then you're going to put your competitor in there,
Mm.
because then you're going to find people inside who are following a competitor because they like the stuff they're doing and they're actually interested in that service. You're then going to nurture their content with a few comments along the way and send a request and go from
Wow.
there.
That
That's my three
that
top tips.
Man, that's like mind-blowingly good. Yeah, I have incorporated that a little bit, but I mean, like I'm full aware that I need to do more of that. Like, especially as the public is like genius. So let us know in the comments. Let us know that you're here. Just say a quick hello, and let us know what you think about Mark's research plan, and if that'll help you or not. So, and if you have any questions, please drop it below also. So wonderful, eh? um yeah, content has got to be like one of the more I mean, like researching content is got to be like
Hmm.
one of the most important things. But then when we
Absolutely.
research it, we got to make sure that our audience is going to like it, right?
True.
And of course, like like as Public and Cora, um I mean, there's your audience, right? Obviously, and they're asking questions, so that's going to give you an added advantage of what people's thoughts are and what people's minds are, and also um, it's going to allow you to find the right audience on LinkedIn that
Hmm.
that reciprocates with your message,
100%.
and that's what I like about that. So really analyzing, like, Mark, what are your tips for, like, maybe you can share like a couple of things that you do with your clients
Yeah, of course.
to ensure that their content is captivating to their
Hmm.
audience.
Yeah, so there's some research stages you can do. I mentioned about
Hmm.
going into your competition
Hmm.
space, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, you can analyze their posts.
Yeah.
What's
Right.
working? What
Yeah.
has the most comments? What's driving the most engagement?
Mm.
How can you put your own personal story into that frame?
Perfect. uh,
So it's about not copying, it's about using what's working and using it in your own way to tell your own personal stories about how you've achieved X or how you've done this or how you've done that.
yeah.
And
Wonderful.
that's a great way to obviously research for content. Is around there's 100 million sales coaches, for example, Jordan online.
Hmm. Yeah.
So we know they're everywhere. So there's a lot of people who do what I do as well, which is VA
Mhm.
services, etc.
Yeah.
So what you do, just have a look around, spend some time on the
Exactly.
research.
Exactly. Yeah, along with that, we really have to make our storytelling like captivating, right?
100%.
And so I'll just give some tips on storytelling, then you can give some tips on storytelling.
Of
So
course.
like for instance, the the storytelling posts inspired by Sir Rob Dance from Wales. I really appreciate him. He was doing like a weekly check-in, so he inspired his audience to do a weekly check-in, and, and um, um, you'll see why I'm telling you this story. um, so, so in essence, I've only been doing it like for 2 weeks, a weekly check-in, and to me, I'm sharing my struggles with a little bit of storytelling, with a lot of emotion. I'm sharing some wins that I had to inspire others.
Absolutely.
And so from these two posts in 2 consecutive weeks, I've gotten 5 leads altogether. And
Nice.
I recently converted one client also. So so this is where the conversion process starts, right? Through your content. Of course you can convert in DMs, and that's like outbound, but that's a whole different ball game, right? But I'm talking about like pure organic content driven. Like I always say to my clients, your content strategy is your bulldozer. Like you're bulldozing into their hearts. Your DM strategy is how you steer that bulldozer. And then the end result is that you bulldoze like a building. And once you bulldoze that building, they become a client because all of their walls of defenses
Hmm.
would have fallen because of your message, because of your DM strategy, and because your sales call strategy. And but primarily, it all starts with content, right?
Yep.
Any thoughts on this, Mark, on how to like? I know that you like to use storytelling and you like to use like analogies, like your coffee analogy
Yep,
this weekend was brilliant. So, so any tips on using storytelling, like in your post, like what to
absolutely.
focus on, what emotions to focus on, and
Mhm.
stuff like that?
Yeah, so there's a few different ways you can do. You mentioned my post from this morning, which was a post about coffee. So we all know the simple process of creating a coffee, right? So you get your kettle, you get your coffee mug, you get your coffee, your sugar, your milk, etc. But if you think of that, break this down into LinkedIn lingo. So your kettle is your content, your mug is your engagement, your coffee is your DMs. And it's about telling that story that people can relate to. So everyone can relate to making a cup of tea or coffee. I think someone mentioned in the comments that I love to drink tea because I live near the king, which is absolutely true. I love tea and coffee. But by doing this, it builds relatability. It builds that know, like, and trust. People start to understand a little bit about you, about your personality. So it gets them invested in Mark as an individual, for example. Let me give you another example. So I've actually a year ago I became a father. So my son just turned one.
Yeah,
So
baby Elijah is super cute. I mean, just like
thank you.
amazing. Like,
Let me tell you a story about Elijah. So basically, the other day he was trying to take his first steps. So I was like trying to walk him around. I let him go. He fell down. I picked him up again. He fell down. I picked him up again. He fell down. And I felt so bad. I felt awful. I felt like the worst father. However, on about the 20th attempt, must have been 20th attempt, I picked him up, Jordan, and he
mhm.
took 3 steps and fell over and started smiling. But for me, that was a massive achievement because he's
Oh yeah,
learned to
big,
fail and
mhm.
try again, fail, try
Big
again,
time,
fail, try again.
big time.
And it's
Awesome.
the same with LinkedIn. You're going
Mhm,
to test something, the content's not going to work, you're going to move it to the side and you're going to test something else. If it works, you stick to it, you go for it. If it doesn't work, move it to the side and try the next thing.
mhm.
So
Exactly.
maybe you try carousel, maybe you try video, maybe you try single post, maybe you try single image. And if something's working, that so say text post is working for you, then put 4 text posts out of 5 into your content
Yeah,
and have one carousel or one video
yeah.
and just keep trialing, testing, testing, testing. But by telling that personal story about my son, I actually had a lead into the inbox saying that they really related. They'd just become a father as well of
Oh,
just over a year,
amazing.
and they started talking to me about my services. How I'm really busy. Obviously, you've got a son. I've got a son. I relate to you. I understand that obviously time is precious. I want to spend more time with my son, but I don't want to do this and this and this and this and this. So then the conversation started, and that's
Wow,
what's
man.
yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And that's the power of storytelling, right? Like, my major tip with this is like I shared in the video, like yesterday, that it's actually all there. So I'm going to share it again because I think it's so important. Oh, yeah. And for the 9 people who are watching right now, please let us know your opinion on this. Please let us know that you're here. And if you have any questions, also. And thanks so much for the support. Yeah, as I was saying, my major tip is like we've all seen like the transitional journey, the transformational journey, which is a staple, right? And the thing is that they're all like, I have clients that actually say to me, you know, a transitional journey is done. I don't want to do it. And I say, well, it's important. But here's the kicker: you let them know your current struggles also. Um,
Mhm.
like you take them through a journey. Okay, I had problems with this. It has to be something that identifies with your audience, and you take them through a journey with emotion. But now I'm up to here. But I still have this struggle and this struggle. And using this kind of format really attracts your ideal audience, as you said, right? Because they relate to you.
Yep.
So yeah. So it's been 25 minutes, Mark. So what is your number? Just quickly. So what is
Mhm.
your number one tip on how to structure a post? Like, uh,
Amazing.
like structure is very important, right? Also.
Agree, agree. So obviously, first of all, is going to be the hook of the post, which I personally suggest a two-line hook. So the first line to be maximum of maybe 8 to 10 words, trying to say how I or have you ever. So how I is an achievement, have you ever is a struggle. So how I converted 3 clients on sales calls if you're a sales coach. And then in brackets, it wasn't easy, which is so the second line is connecting on an emotional level. The first line is hooking the audience in on a result. Then you go into the body. So Jordan, you're very good at this. So the storytelling part in the body of the text, explaining the struggle they were having, how they felt, how you solutioned the struggle, and the achievement at the end, followed by the power of the CTA, call to action.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
what do you want
CTA.
the audience to do? What do you want the person reading this post to do next? Do you want them to go in the DMs? Do you want them to like and reshare, repost? Sorry. Do you want them to repost? Do you want them to leave their thoughts underneath so that it spikes the engagement and you can ask further questions in that comment? Sorry, extra tip there. So,
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, definitely. Like like the CTA, many people don't know how to do it. They just settle for DM me for to book a call, right?
mhm,
And when those leads aren't coming in, they wonder why. Well, it's been done. DM me to book a call is like the staple that everybody does,
mhm.
right? And
Yep,
so we have to really come up with little things to really be unique in that regard, right? So yeah.
absolutely. To be a little bit different, a bit creative. So let's go back to my coffee post.
Sure.
So
Go
I
ahead.
had that coffee post, and my PS, my call to action, was a question,
Oh
so
yeah.
that people answer that
Drive
question in the
engagement.
DMs and driving people into the comment,
Hmm.
so that I can then continue the conversation. Oh, I love espresso too because I do. I'm an espresso drinker myself, but then people comment, and then I just engage in that comments and build that relationship further. Thanks, John.
No problem. So let's just deal with some comments here. I suppose that we end up sharing prospects on LinkedIn, Denmark. It'll be like a supermarket, but the prospect. Oh wow, this is deep, Karen. It's so much like that. Like
Collaboration
me,
is good.
like me, I'm a cantaloupe. Ma, Mark is like this fancy, like like this fancy caviar, right? That people like. So if you want a cantaloupe, choose me. If you want fancy caviar, choose Mark, right? So
Nah, no, no.
very good. Okay, let's see here. Um, right here. Let's go with great. Addressing questions. Wow, that's great, eh?
Mhm,
Addressing questions our audience might be hesitant to pose. Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
So important.
Let's write that
And
down
yep.
for another live, Jordan. Let's write that question down, and we'll go on
Oh
another live.
yeah.
Answer just
Oh
that
yeah.
one question
Oh
because it's
yeah.
yeah,
Like this unravels a whole can of beans by
yeah, it
itself.
does.
Says, oh, thank you. Humility and compassion in sales.
Mhm,
Thank you very much. And I'm not the only one who manifests these qualities. Like Mark is a big manifester of a humble guy, compassion, and many other creators. Eh, But the necessity to be honest really is important, and it has to
absolutely.
be a- and it has to be believable.
Mhm,
When I say believable, I don't mean put on a front. It has to be believable because you can't tell, you can't make up stories.
You can't hide behind the camera.
Pure and simple. If you do a fake story and you think that people aren't going to find out, they'll find out. Believe me.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. Okay, so it's let's see here. Another comment here. It says, "And your baby never thought walking isn't for me. They persist."
Absolutely.
Oh wow, that's good, Gracie. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's
That
awesome.
opens the one for the people who feel like LinkedIn isn't for them. I'll tell you a personal story. At the beginning of my LinkedIn journey, the first 2 months I had zero, nothing, no comments, no engagement, no anything. However, it's like a snowball. You have to keep going and going and going at it, and the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it starts to roll down the hill faster and faster and faster. And the connections will come. You just have to stick at it. To be honest, what do you think, Jordan?
Wonderful. Yeah, exactly. And and it's so true. Like a lot of, like, especially with questioning, especially like with revealing this vulnerable side in like content. Okay, let's see. We got Rose in the house. Hey, Rose. Good to see you. Uh, guys, if you haven't followed Rose, I don't know if you know Rose, Mark.
I don't, so I'd love to
Okay,
connect.
so Rose is based out of Toronto, Canada. She does audio rooms every week, and she's like one of those creators who always gives also. So she's an expert in personal branding, and she has guests every week. So I really urge you to go check her out, go follow her, go send her a DM, and she's very welcoming in that regard too. So appreciate, always appreciate what you do, Rose, and thank you for joining us. Yeah. So yeah, it's like super important to like have these ducks in a row with our content, right? So
Mhm.
so I just wanna, and then we'll just wrap up because it's 32 minutes. So what would happen, Mark, if you don't have all this ducks in a row, so to speak, with your content? Like you don't research, or you
Mhm.
don't do what's necessary to find out what your audience wants, and you just go willy-nilly on LinkedIn. What would happen then?
Great question. You're absolutely going to get some traction. However, is it going to be your target audience? That's probably the question. It's probably a no. You'll probably start getting engagement from people who you can't necessarily sell to, which is important as well because you have to engage with your peers. Don't get me wrong. So I engage with a lot of peers, but a lot of prospects also. And we have to understand the difference between the two. So with the peer being someone in your niche who's doing the same as you, and the prospect being someone who can benefit from your services, with your wrong content type, you're going to attract the wrong audience.
Wonderful. I see this all the time. Well, I don't want to say with my clients, but but like clients come to me with different problems, obviously, right? And
Mhm.
some of them have like many followers. Some of them are trying to find their right audience because they're not really maybe they're generating leads like maybe like once or twice a month. Like you said, you will gain some traction,
Mhm.
um, but they really want to increment this so that they convert at the end, right?
Absolutely.
Um, so yeah, like part of my strategy is to really get down to business, and I like to ask questions, and I say, so okay, so what do you do? I help blah blah blah. Okay, so let's break that down. So what would be the benefit of that? Blah blah blah. Well, that's not really a benefit. Um, what other what what would this help them to achieve in life? And then that specific questioning and you breaking him down will really help you really get to the laser pointed ninja samurai point of things, right? And
Yep,
really pull on the heartstrings, because that's um, what we want to do.
100%.
Okay, so any last words or any added thoughts about content, Mark?
No, I thought if there's any questions from the audience, maybe
Yeah,
just drop them in the comments for 1 minute and we'll
sure,
try and answer a couple of those.
sure.
If anyone has any questions they'd like to ask us,
Okay, so thanks. I will look forward to covering questions that your audience might hesitate to pose. Awesome. Okay, so they're telling us something, Mark. We have to like
hmm
uh maybe in the next couple weeks do this. Oh, for those of you who are watching, Mark has lined up some awesome guests. I mean, guests that'll blow your mind on this live.
it's going to be good.
It's going to be awesome, so awesome, and it's going to be so great to have three of us. Well, Mark, I mean, you're awesome to be with, obviously, but having another expert in the room, just like it will be like mind blowingly good. So, okay, so Karen has a question for us. Okay, okay, Mark, you're very good at this.
hmm
Um, so, and then I'll give my 2 cents. So, how do you frame the difference between benefits and outcomes?
Amazing question. So, outcomes is the solution. So, you're a doctor, you prescribe the drug. The drug is your benefit, but the solution, the outcome is no more pain. So, that's probably the best way I can describe it in an
Yeah,
analogy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very good. Um, yeah, like for instance, I'll just give you an example of me working with a client the other
Perfect.
day. Okay, so this client was having. She's like she's into branding. She's like a branding coach. And so I'm like, so what is the breakdown? Or what do you do? I do branding. What do you help? I help coaches and solopreneurs. Okay, so let's break that down. Um, so how do you help solopreneurs and coaches? Well, I help them grow their brand and I help them gain visibility. Okay, good. We're getting somewhere. How does visibility, how does growth help them get clients? Boom. Light bulb moment for her. Boom.
hmm
She hasn't thought about that. In her content, she was focusing on like growth primarily.
Top of funnel.
A- and so it's like specifically, how is your methodology going to help their business so that they can make money and get more clients? Because that's what people care about,
Yep.
bottom line.
100%.
And so, really having that focus in your content will really help that um, message, right?
Amazing question.
Okay, Dale. Hey, Dale. Welcome, my friend. Okay, guys. So it's been 40 minutes. We're gonna drop off right now. We're going to have a live next week,
Yep.
and it's gonna be on a awesome topic also. And in the upcoming weeks, we're gonna have guests, and we're gonna have a party up in here in the JM Linky Live show.
Sounds good.
Awesome, Mark.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for your time. You absolutely killed it. And for those of you who are not following Mark, follow Mark right now. Buy a ticket to his event with the LinkedIn greats, and it's for a good cause. It's for cancer research,
Yep.
and it's absolutely wonderful. Um, so, so go in person with Richard Moore, Lara Costa, and all that lineup, or there's going to be a Zoom participation also, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, there is.
I have to give a donation, Mark, to get that Zoom link. I totally forgot. I'm going to do that.
No
So
worries, no worries. And all the money
awesome.
goes to charity, like you said.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Awesome, guys. Have a good one. Thank you for joining.
see you
And
later. See you next week.
if you have any questions, just like
Drop
comment
them in
down
the
below.
comments and
Yeah,
we'll come back. Yeah, absolutely.
awesome.
Look
Bye
forward
bye,
to it,
guys.
Jordan. See you
Looking
soon.
forward to it too, Mark. Bye.
Bye.